Hey everyone, it's Goose with Peachy support. Today we're going to cover Tradovate. Now, Tradovate is geared towards Mac users. It's a pretty easy setup. You don't have to download Rhythmic. If you're a PC user, you're definitely able to use Tradovate as well. Tradovate is also available as a desktop version and a web browser. I personally use a web browser just because my Mac OS is just kind of old and I've had issues opening up the desktop version. So if you come across that issue, maybe just use the web browser as well. People also use Tradovate to link TradingView together, and that's something we'll go over today. Now, if you're in a self-funded account, this is something you're going to probably notice as soon as you open up Tradovate for the first time. You're going to have delayed market data, and if you're in a prop firm, you don't have to worry about this step since it's already taken care of when you purchase an eval. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at how to purchase that. And you'll have to go to the top right corner under application settings, go to subscriptions, scroll down, and then you'll see the market data here. Now, since I'm logged into my prop firm, this is already taken care of, but we could go ahead and see what's included in the CME bundle. The subscription that's going to cover what we trade in the Discord group is just a $12 a month one, the level 1, and that covers these 4 exchanges, as you can see. They also offer this depth of market level 2 data, and it's totally optional, but it's not necessary. Just a $12 a month is more than enough for what you need. Okay, let's look into setting up a trade copier. Now, you'll want to go to the application settings on the top right corner, go to add-ons, and then you'll scroll at the very bottom. And as you can see, I've already got it activated, but all you have to do is click activate, and it'll automatically just set it up for you. Once you have the group trader linked, you'll want to link your accounts together, and to do that, you have to go under account and hit the drop down menu and then hit manage groups. I've already made one, but we're going to make a new one for this example. Go to manage groups, and another thing I want to note is that you can make numerous ones, and you might want to set them for different contract sizes. So we'll just name this one 25K. So once you've done that and named it, drag the accounts that you want under that group. So my thought process with this group is to trade 5 micros for each account. So I can go ahead and adjust the amount of contracts that I'm going in with. We'll click save. So before you even place a trade, you have to remember that you have to link the group together. So you have to click on the menu and make sure this is selected. And now you'll see that the group name is selected and there's a check mark. And if you want to just go ahead and trade one account, you just go ahead and deselect it. And now you're back to whichever account you want to select. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to MCL. Now remember the amount of contracts that I have selected. I have 5 per account. So I have to make sure that the amount that I'm going to execute at the depth of market is going to amount to the total that I have. So 5 per account will be 10. So I have to make sure that the quantity here is 10. So I really want to make a huge note that when you're placing a trade with a trade copier, you cannot use a bracket order. So there's a way to go about it, and it's super simple. All you have to do is execute on the depth of market, and you're going to have to manually set your stop loss and your take profit. So we'll just go ahead and go long here. And to set a stop loss, all you have to do is right click in the ask. And then to add a take profit, all you have to do is left click. And there you have it. And then you could adjust these if you'd like. And we'll go ahead and cancel this and see a short position. Just the opposite. We'll go ahead and sell market. We'll add a stop loss, right click, and then left click an area. And that's how to add a bracket order. So something very important I want you guys to be aware of is if either your stop loss or your take profit get hit, the other is not going to cancel out. It's very important that you make sure to manually cancel or exit all positions that are in place before you walk away and call it a day. Or else you may get put in a position that you did not want to be in and blow up an account. Okay, now let's talk about if you're just trading one account, say you're on a self-funded or you only have one eval that you're working on and you want to set a bracket order. To do that, you could either go to the ATM right here or down here in the depth of market and just select the gear icon. From here, you'll have to select on, and then click this plus sign. Name the group. We'll call it 5 to 1. You can name it whatever you want. I personally like to have it in ticks, so you can select whichever one you'd like. I want both a take profit and a stop loss, or you could pick whichever one you'd like if you just want only a stop loss. We'll do 20 ticks to 10. And then you can add the stop loss type. You could go ahead and mess with these. These are the trailing stops, the break evens, but I just want a regular stop. And click OK. And if you hover over to the depth of market, you can start seeing that my bracket orders will follow along. So we'll go ahead and go long here just for this example. Oh, see, and I just remembered I did not disengage the group. So we'll go ahead and do that. Deselect that, and then make sure to change the quantity here before you over leverage yourself with a bunch of contracts. So we'll just do 5. We'll go long, and you can see my bracket order is in place. And when you're doing a bracket order for one account, these will get taken out. So if this gets hit, this will cancel out. And vice versa. If your stop loss gets taken out, so will your take profit. But always double check just to make sure. I want to go over where to find your trailing threshold. So you want to click on this tab up here where your equity is. This drop down menu will show you your threshold here. So that's where to look for it. Let's quickly cover rolling contracts over. So to do so, you'll want to go to the top right corner, go to application settings, go to preferences, and select enabled under auto roll contracts. Now it doesn't always automatically roll it over for you. It'll bring up a message and letting you know that contracts are either rolled over or about to roll over. After you do that, you can go ahead and you'll notice that once you type in the contract, you'll see that these will pop up, and these are pretty much in order of what the next ones will be traded. Sometimes you'll keep getting a message about rolling over your contracts. It just means that you have an old contract somewhere in a different tab. Usually it's under the indices tab. So find your indices tab. All you have to do is right click the symbol and select forward. Also, this is another way to determine what the next contract is going to be traded. Okay, I would suggest to continue to get familiar with the platform and set it up to your liking, but that sums up all the necessary steps to get you started with Tradovate. Before we dive into setting up TradingView and Tradovate, just know that this step is totally optional because this might be a huge factor for you, so I want to save your time if this steers you away. I want to highlight that you can place trades through TradingView, but you cannot use a trade copier on it. You will have to execute them on Tradovate as I covered in this video. There are some alternatives I want to mention, but if you're rocking an old Mac OS like me, you might be limited to those options. If that's the case, I would suggest using an alternative broker such as Thinkorswim for charting and then executing on Tradovate. One benefit of that is once you sign up for Charles Schwab and download Thinkorswim is that you do not have to pay for a subscription for real-time data. Now, if you truly want to use TradingView and use a copier, there are some alternatives. So if you're on a PC, you're in luck, but this will apply to Mac users only. You can download Windows on your Mac with either Parallels, it's about $299 USD, or use VirtualBox, which seemed free at the time when I tried it. However, when I tried it on my MacBook, I had issues and I couldn't even open NinjaTrader. So perhaps Parallels might be a better solution. Once you have those downloaded and have Windows installed, download NinjaTrader and either use Apex's trade copier. Apex has a good video on how to set this up, and I will add a link to that video in the description. Also, there is another trade copier called the Replikanto, and they offer a free trial too if you want to check that out. With that said, let's look at setting up TradingView and Tradovate. Okay, let's go back to Tradovate and go to the top right corner. Under Application Settings, go to Add-ons. You'll see the option to link TradingView. Now, if you're in a prop firm, this will be free. If it says $9.99, give it a day or so and check back to see if it reverts to free. If it still says $9.99, it's okay. I had to do this as well and actually remake this segment, but go ahead and make the payment. Apex will waive it, and by the next day, you should get your money back, and then you can come back and see that the option to link TradingView becomes free. Just a quick reminder, if you're in a self-funded account, you will need to pay the activation fee to link the two, including TradingView's subscription. So once you've done that, you'll want to go to the very bottom under Trading Panel, scroll down, and you will see Tradovate down here. All you have to do is sign in and make sure that you're in the demo account if you're a prop firm. And now your account should pop up. Now let's take a look at the contracts. To search it, go to the top left corner. And as you can see, if you want to look at a continuous contract, you have to have the 1 and the exclamation after the symbol. And that goes for all of them. To look at the contract that's being currently traded, just delete the exclamation and the 1. And then just select this drop-down menu here. And you can see that this first contract is the contract that's being currently traded. So when you execute a trade through TradingView, just make sure that it's this contract, this first one that pops up. We'll just go ahead and select MCL1 to see the entire chart. Let's cover how to place a trade in TradingView. Now you could go to the very bottom where it says trade here and it'll bring up the order panel, or you can right click the screen, go to trade, and you'll see a couple options here, but we'll go ahead and create a new order, and this will also bring up the panel. And you can see that the contract that's being currently traded is already brought up for us. Here's the sell, here's the buy. We'll just go ahead and make a bracket order, a 2-to-1. Let's go ahead and click sell so you guys can see. Now the bracket order is in place, we're in a position, and if we go over to Tradovate, you can see it reflects as well. Now you can see that if I pull up the other account, there's no position here, so the trade copier does not work through TradingView. Now the easiest way I saw to close out a position is to go to the depth of market and just go to flatten. And that's how to place a trade in TradingView. So that covers how to link TradingView and the basics of navigating it. Just a reminder, I am using the 30-day free trial, but you will have to purchase a subscription to get real-time data for TradingView. I hope you guys liked the video, and if there's anything I see as far as updates, more frequently asked questions on these two platforms, I'll be happy to make another video on it.